Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening, coming to you live from the National News Studio. Welcome to the news. My name is Clifford Richards.
And I'm Hishain Ali. Let's have a look at the headlines for tonight.
The President reiterates that it is unnecessary to create any fears regarding the constitutional amendment. Minister Bandula says the presidential election will be held before 17th of October. More than 110 persons killed in protests in Bangladesh. An island-wide curfew has been imposed. A new draft bill to deal with bankrupt businesses. A new science and technology university in Batticaloa. The opposition leader says that the double standards of appearing on behalf of state education and providing private education to their children should be rejected. Agitation titled "Give Way to Ranil" in Ratnapura.
And we move on to the stories in detail. Well, several important events in the Buddha Sasana, including the preaching of the Dhammsak Pavatum Sutra by the Lord Buddha, had been recorded on the Asala full moon Poya Day.
And many religious programs were conducted in temples throughout the country, marking this Poya Day. According to the Sasana history, conceiving of Bosat Siddhartha in the womb of Queen Mahamaya Devi, the birth of Prince Rahula and the renunciation of Prince Siddhartha had occurred on this day. It has also been recorded that the breaking of arrogance of Trikthaka's performance of miraculous Yama Mahapelahara, preaching of Abhidharma to deity Matru Deviraja by the Gautama Buddha also occurred on an Asala full moon Poya Day. Another important incident had been the holding of the first Dharma Sangayana in Rajagaha city. Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation conducted monthly Poya Day program titled Saddharma Varsha at the historic Helana Dakshina Rajamaha Viharaya. The religious program was live telecast on the national television. Religious activities were conducted under the guidance of the chief incumbent of the dual Viharayas, Sri Badasthana and the Sri Vanratana Vivekaramaya of the Hellana Haramitipana Dakshina Rajamaha Viharaya Venerable Thalave Ratnasiri Thera. Another sermon of the Dharmadipani Dhamma Sermon series telecast from the temple trees on every Poya Day was held today. The sermon was conducted by the Shastradipati Venerable Kalapana Piyaratna Thera of the Kabiliyalapula Purana Rajamaha Viharaya of Hakmana. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena and several MPs and ministers were present on this occasion. And also a sermon of Dhammsak Pavatum Sutra was conducted at the Valikada prison premises today in connection with the Asala full moon Poya Day. The event has been jointly organized by the National Television, Department of Prisons and the Valikada Prison Welfare Society with the participation of the prison inmates. A sermon of this nature was conducted for the last time in the year 1998 through the mediation of the National Television. Today's program was conducted under the patronage of Chief Incumbent of the Dekabanda Mahaviharaya in Molligoda, Vaddua, Venerable Madakatiye Nagithero, Venerable Hevasa Sivali Thero of the Selanatharama Mahaviharaya in Pahala Hevasa was also present on this occasion. Chief Superintendent of the Valikada Prison, Dhammika Dasanayaka, and other prison officials were also present. A recorded program of the event is to be telecasted over the national television shortly.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe urged that there should be no fear that's regarding the constitutional amendment. Well, he emphasized that he would commit himself to maintain this position in the times ahead as well. Well, the President has made this statement yesterday during the opening of the new court complex in Beligaha Gaol. After unveiling the plaque and officially opening the new court complex, the President took an observation tour of the premises. The President said on this occasion that when he needed to create a constitutional revision, he handed over the task to a person well versed in the subject. However, since Mr. Choksi had passed away by the time of the new constitutional amendment in 2015, the task was assigned to lawyer Jayampati Wickremaratne. The President acknowledged acknowledged that the current issues have resulted from an oversight on his part and expressed his apology to the public for it. To enhance the efficiency of justice administration for the people of Galle, a new court complex was constructed at a cost of 1,600 million rupees. The complex houses a civil appeal high court, 2 high courts, 3 district courts, 2 magistrate courts, a legal aid center, a community corrections office, a probation office and also a debt relief board. It was fully equipped with necessary facilities for court proceedings, including administrative officers. President Wickremesinghe further stated that in Sri Lanka, power transitions take place smoothly without conflict after elections. This is a testament to the strength of the democratic process of the country. Despite various debates, democracy has never been compromised. Some critics argue that democracy is at risk during certain crises. However, the Sri Lankan constitution, judiciary and the political system have worked to advance and protect it. The most significant threat to democracy occurred in 2022, yet they have continued to progress through consensus. The President added that while Parliament remains a venue for debate, protecting democracy is crucial. The upcoming election is on schedule and the Chief Justice and Supreme Court confirming that it should be held within the specified time frame, and they supported this directive. In 2015, they proposed a new constitutional amendment. Typically, the President said that he would have signed or assigned this task to K.N. Choksi, a lawyer. However, since he had passed away, the responsibility fell to lawyer Jayampathy Wickremratne. He was unable to take the necessary revisions. This oversight is regrettable, and he added that he wishes to apologize to the nation for it, and there is no need to further discuss on this matter. The country has upheld democracy since 1931, he says. Vijayadasa Rajapaksa, Minister of Justice, Prison Affairs and Constitutional Reforms, also spoke. And he says that despite the national crisis over the past 2 years, the President ensures that the judicial process continued smoothly, and the new court complex has faced several political accusations, but it is important to clarify that this facility was not constructed for political purposes. The goal is to provide better access to justice and relief to the people, as they are of the view that the court as a temple of the people.
And in the meantime, Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena says that there is no plan to postpone the presidential election and that a new president will be elected prior to the 17th of October. He further points out that a sum of 10 billion rupees has been allocated through budget for this purpose. The ministers made these remarks while participating in an inspection tour at the Hatton railway station today. The minister has also monitored the newly constructed building at the railway station. Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena said that according to the constitution, a president has to be elected before the 17th of October. He added that the president in his capacity as the Minister of Finance has allocated a sum of 10 billion rupees through the last budget.
The United National Party says that the 22nd Constitutional Amendment would not become a hindrance by any means in conducting the presidential election. Well, the party representatives point out that the presidential election will be held in October as scheduled. Former parliamentarian Ravi Karunalayake says that they are constraining as the president is ready. Further, he says that he is not aware of what the motive of these people. This amounts to only stabilizing the legal foundation. He adds that the Election Commission insisted that this should be carried out definitely. Ravi Karunalayake further says that, however, this would not become an obstruction to hold the election. Parliamentarian Vajira Abhivardhana says that they are bankrupt political groups and they have misjudged the revision as means to postpone the election. This is a false conception, Abhivardhana added. Well, the leader of the National People's Power, Anurakumara Dissanayake, has commenced a tour of Japan and he's scheduled to attend several programs, including a public meeting during his stay in the country. Anukumara Dissanayake was welcomed at the Narita International Airport by Japan by a group of Sri Lankan nationals. He is scheduled to attend a public meeting in Tsukuba City tomorrow and also a meeting of Sri Lankan representatives and entrepreneurs on the 22nd.
Moving Moving on, President Ranil Wickremesinghe has stated that it is not feasible to indefinitely maintain the temporarily suspended parade law. A new bill will be introduced to address bankrupt businesses. The President also mentioned that the proposed bill includes provisions for restructuring loans taken by micro, small and medium enterprises. President Ranil Wickremesinghe made these remarks at the critical initiative to revitalize Sri Lanka's micro, small and medium-scale economy event organised by the Ceylon Federation of MSME yesterday at the Bandaranayake Memorial International Conference Hall in Colombo. The President further said that additionally a new institution named Enterprise Sri Lanka will be established to provide necessary support and assistance to micro, small and medium-scale entrepreneurs. President Ranil Wickremesinghe further stated that preliminary they are focusing on providing rights at the grassroots level. This includes land use for agriculture as poverty remains prevalent in villages. Currently, they have suspended the parade law, but it cannot remain suspended indefinitely. Therefore, they are working on a new insolvency bill, which they have now presented. He added that they should also focus on boosting exports. To support this, they are establishing a new organization called Enterprise Sri Lanka, which will provide the necessary assistance. Additionally, they are setting up a national bank for development. The President has further pointed out that while these changes cannot happen all at once, they are implementing it systematically as the economy develops. First, review and discuss these points among yourselves. He has inquired as to what legal remedies are needed.
Well, President Ranil Wickremesinghe says that the national treasure of Sri Lanka is the youth and not the loss-making state enterprises.
And also he further says that the money saved through restructuring of loss-making state institutions will be utilized for the advancement of education and health of the country. The President had made these remarks on the occasion for the vesting of the students of the Equal Health Faculty of Health Science affiliated to the Ruhuna University yesterday. The Equal Health Faculty is located in Walhaduwa Gaol. The President was engaged in an inspection tour of the faculty building upon the inauguration.
ආර්ථිකය කඩා වැටුනේ නැද්දි අපිට තිබුණේ පළමුවෙන්ම ණය ගන්න එක නවත්තන්න. ණය ගන්න එක නවත්තන එක
President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that this situation impacted every sector and he faced severe criticism. He added that he had to choose between letting the economy collapse or enduring the backlash. Despite the criticism, he remained committed to his responsibility, with all ministers rendering their support. The President further said that when the country's economy collapsed, their first step was to stop borrowing, which was a difficult but a necessary task. He further said they had to find new sources of revenue and they informed every government agency that they must cover their own expenses. At that time, some people opposed the state enterprise restructuring program. Additionally, he added that they have stopped providing funds to other corporations, with the only remaining financial obligation being Sri Lankan Airlines, which they expect to resolve by the end of this year. This will allow the country to redirect funds to education and health services in the coming years. The President has further pointed out that when these measures were introduced, they faced significant criticism and further said that he posed a critical question. That was whether the national wealth found in failing corporations or in the youth. Minister of Health and Industries Dr. Ramesh Patirana said that the people of Gaul thank the President for taking the time amidst his busy schedule to inaugurate the university building, which is crucial for the future of the country's children. The minister added that he is pleased over completing such an important project during a critical period. He further pointed out that it was due to President Ranil Wickremesinghe's sound economic policies that the Gaul district has received several significant projects. Chairman of the University Grants Commission, Senior Professor Sampath Amaratunga said that the President should be thanked for participating in the event. He also said that the non-academic staff who have been on strike for 75 days will report back for duty from next Monday. The President had intervened to provide a solution to their salary disparity. The Treasury has allocated 4.2 billion rupees to pay their arrears. The Chairman of the Commission said he believed that if they could take the country to a state where there are no strikes. Vice-Chancellor of the Ruhuna University, Sujiva Amrasena, has presented a souvenir to the President on this occasion. The Mahasangha, headed by Chancellor of the University, Venerable Akriti and Nandathero, clergy of other religious denominations and people representatives have also attended the event. Thereafter, the President has joined in planting a sapling in the faculty premises.
Opposition leader Sajid Premadasa says that the country should reject these double standards of appearing on behalf of state-sponsored education and at the same time providing private education to their children. He was participating in the Sakpala program to provide a smart classroom to the Mohammed Central College in Uruthiawala in Birgama yesterday. Opposition leader Sajid Premadasa says that they don't have two tongues, but there are other who talk about state education but send their children to private universities. Sajid Premadasa says that this policy should be rejected as a country. He also said that Sri Lanka has an outdated education system which is based on parrot-like learning practices. This has to be overcome and the country's education should be prepared to fulfill the demands of the international labour market. He also said that the school curriculum will have to be revised. SJP leader further says that when they are turning into a smart school system, their first priority is to make their schools into English language laboratory schools.
And in the meantime, an agitation under the theme "Let's Give Way to Ranil" was held in Ratnapura town last evening. Participants of the event said on this occasion that another chance has to be given to the leader who ended the fuel queue era, thereby ending a burden of the masses. They have also commended the performance of President Ranil Wickremesinghe in strengthening the collapsed economy. Devotees have arrived in large numbers to the Anuradhapura sacred site since this morning. Many programs are also being conducted throughout the island in lieu of the Asala full moon Poya day. The Ruwanvali Mahasaya and Jaisri Mahabodhi sacred sites were filled with devotees since this morning. A pincomer to venerate the sacred relics of the Asumaha Sravakatheros has been organised at the Mahinda Rajpaksha Conference Hall in Valavaya in view of the Asala Poya Day. In connection with the Asala Full Moon Poya Day, the Administrative Division of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation has organised a Sinisambal bread dancela. Large groups of staff nearby institutions have participated in the event.
දිව මතුරක් සේ තුඩ තුඩ රඳනා සමිඳුනි ඔබ වේවා පියුම් ගොමු හදවිල් ජලයේ
Sugata Abhivandana devotional song concert of the Sri Sumangala Vidyalaya Hikkaduwa was held at the school auditorium yesterday. The annual Medu Maha Perahara of the Sri Pushparama Viharaya Kilapare has paraded the streets recently. The event was conducted under the patronage of Chief Incumbent of the Viharaya, Venerable Alkaduwe Nagatathero. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena has placed the casket of sacred relics on the majestic tusker. The Bujomo Sri Bodhimalu Viharaya has organised a pandal and dancela as well as a lantern competition in connection with the Asala Full Moon Poya Day. Our correspondent says the event is scheduled to be conducted for 4 days.
The news from the National News Studio, and those are the local stories. We'll be taking a short break and we'll be back with international stories shortly. Welcome back to the news, and moving into Haiti. Well, at least 40 Haitians have been killed at sea, and several people were injured after their boat caught fire. Well, this boat, which was carrying about 80 people, departed from the Port Saint-Michel in northern Haiti on Wednesday for the Turks and Caicos Island, a 250-kilometer journey. The boat caught fire off the coast of Cap Haïtien in Haiti's north, according to the United Nations Migration Agency, which said 41 people were rescued by the Haitian Coast Guard. 11 people were being treated for injuries, including burns. It was reported that the people on the boat used matches to light candles in a ritual to ask for safe passage, leading gasoline-filled drums to catch fire and explode.
And for more news away from home, a highway bridge collapse triggered by torrential rains in northwest China's Shanxi province has killed 12 people and left 31 missing. The bridge located in Shaanxi County in Shanglu City partially collapsed on Friday due to a sudden downpour and flash floods. Initial investigation showed that a total of 17 cars and 8 trucks plunged into the Xinkan River below the bridge. Rescue workers have recovered 7 of them and found 12 people dead. With 1 person rescued, some 1,400 rescuers, including armed police and firefighters, together with more than 300 large machineries, were dispatched to carry out the search and rescue mission at the site.
In the搜寻的过程中呢，人无法直达现场，还是要通过肉眼观测。我们总共分了。
Kamuda macang, prima kotumi fantamai.
Welcome back after the break and on to sports news. Presentation of cash gifts to Sri Lankan medal winners at the Asian Games and Paralympic Games were held today.
Now, these cash gifts were also presented on this occasion to Sri Lanka athletes as well, who have gained eligibility to participate in the upcoming Paralympic Games as well. And this event was held at the Duncan White Auditorium in the Ministry of Sports under the patronage of Minister Harin Fernando. Cash awards were also handed over to trainers of the sportsmen and women who took medals in the Asian and Paralympic Games. A special feature has been handing over of financial contributions to the coaches of the athletes Tarushi Karunaratne and Arunadarshana and Dilhani Lekhamge, who have been qualified to participate in the Paralympic event. Handing over of rugby sports equipment to the secondary school of Hadatta in Mahayangane has also taken place. Director General of Sports Shamal Fernando and a group of officials connected to the field of sports were also present.
Kamuda macang, prima kotumi fantamai.
Wishing the sportsmen and women all the very best. On that note, we end the news. Do enjoy the rest of the programs together with Hesha. This is Clifford, wishing you a good night.